Beautiful people, this man you're looking at is from the western part of Nigeria. He recently relocated to the UK with his wife and their 3 children. Before they left Nigeria, he sold the only land they have. He borrowed money from friends and relatives. And some people also contributed money for their travel to the UK because they were searching for greener pastures. He resigned his job, or his wife resigned her job as well, and they traveled to the UK with a student visa. When they got to the UK, these people were so shocked because more than half of the money they used for selling their land and the money they borrowed was for flight ticket. Tickets are very expensive now. So, the ticket they bought is for 5 of them, 3 children and 2 adults. So, by the time they got to the UK, to their utmost shock, the money they thought they had was not enough to rent an apartment for 1 month. Can you beat that? These are people who sold their only land they have with the money they borrowed and everything. It was not enough for even to pay for 1 month for accommodation for a family of 5. My beautiful people, frustration set in, and desperation also set in. Quarrel started. The wife was overwhelmed because in this country there's a lot of bills to pay, and you can't tell them that you don't have money. You'll just be thrown out. If you don't pay for water or light, you'll be out of water. That's how this civilized country, Western world works. That was how frustration and desperation set in. The wife left her husband and their kids. Remember, the husband is a student as well. Her husband, a student struggling to juggle responsibilities, faced with overwhelming frustration of taking care of 3 children. He tragically died in their home, leaving the 3 children alone with his lifeless remains. And these children were, they are little children. It was concerned neighbors who finally noticed that something was wrong and discovered their father's lifeless remains. This is really tragic in my own opinion, because I feel for those innocent children. They shouldn't be left to suffer like this. Their mother have abandoned their father and abandoned them and left them. And this has brought a lot of questions. How do men really react when they are left with children? Is it that they cannot take care of children? And what do you think about relocation? I want you to share your thoughts. For me, before people relocate, they should ask questions though, because when people see people all dressed in winter coats and jackets and they take pictures in very beautiful environment, they think that's all that is to relocation. They don't ask questions, And when they get to these countries and they feel so disappointed at what is going on, some of them get really frustrated and it begins to take a toll on their relationship. So all of this really, people have to really think twice before they relocate. You have to ask questions very well and make plans so that people don't just abandon their jobs and just start relocating. In case if you want to relocate, it's also good to not just to resign from your job. You could take a study leave so that in case things doesn't work out, at least you can still have something to fall back to if in case you want to come back to your country, Nigeria or another country. And another thing, it's not good to sell all your properties once you are relocating. In case it doesn't work out, at least you can still have something you can fall back on. Another thing is that there's something different abroad. A man can be left with children to take care of, unlike in Nigeria where it's only the women that take care of children. No. So maybe the man, being a student, having to go to work and caring for 3 young children was overwhelming for him because he's not wired to do that. May his soul rest in peace. Please share your opinions on this.